चुका है इस असेंबली के अंदर। वैसे तो कानून कहता है कि आपने मेंटेन करना है डेकोरम हाउस में, इसलिए मैं बैठ गया था कि हाउस में डेकोरम नहीं था। आपकी रिट को इन्होंने चैलेंज किया था, इसलिए मैं बैठ गया था, लेकिन आप हुक्म कर रहे हैं। आपने सस्पेंड कर दिया ये रूल कि ये शोर हंगामा कर सकते हैं। मैं हाजिर हूँ।
मैंने सर कोई रूल सस्पेंड नहीं किया, लेकिन इनकी सीरियसनेस देखें। इस वक्त ये पार्लियामेंटेरियंस हैं और ये कर रहे हैं। आप प्लीज कंटिन्यू करें, प्लीज।
Honorable Speaker, honorable members of this august house, I begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to Almighty Allah, whose infinite blessings, mercy and guidance have enabled us to continue serving the people of Sindh. By the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I stand before this august house today to present a rupees 3.56 trillion, including a development outlay of rupees 750 billion, with no new taxes, budget 2026-27 of the government of Sindh for the 13th time, including 11 consecutive budgets, an honor and responsibility that no other elected representative has ever been entrusted with. At this moment, I also bow my head in gratitude to my late parents, whose values of honesty, hard work, and public service continue to guide me, and I thank my family for their unwavering support, patience, and sacrifice through this journey of service to the people of Sindh. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the outset, I pay tribute to Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, founder of the Pakistan People's Party and former Prime Minister of Pakistan, whose vision of democracy and social justice and public empowerment transformed the political landscape of our country. I also pay homage to Shaheed Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto, whose courage, sacrifice and unwavering commitment to democratic values continue to inspire generations of Pakistanis. Before presenting the budget for the financial year 2026-27, I wish to place on record my profound gratitude to President of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Mr. Asif Ali Zardari, for his guidance and steadfast support during these challenging times. I also acknowledge the leadership of Chairman Pakistan People's Party, Mr. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, whose vision of people-centered development, social justice, and inclusive growth continues to shape the priorities of the government of Sindh. His commitment to welfare of farmers, workers, women, youth and vulnerable communities remains central to our development goals. I also pay tribute to the brave armed forces of Pakistan, whose courage, professionalism and sacrifices continue to safeguard the sovereignty and territorial integrity of our beloved homeland. Recent regional developments have once again demonstrated Pakistan's role as a voice for peace, stability, and principled diplomacy. Under the leadership of President Asif Ali Zardari, Prime Minister Mian Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif, and Chief of Defence Forces Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir, Pakistan actively engaged with regional and international partners to support efforts aimed at de-escalation and peaceful resolution during the recent Middle East crisis, reaffirming its position as a nation that promotes peace in the region and stands for dialogue, upholding the canons of international law. Above all, I pay tribute to the resilient people of Sindh. I salute our farmers who continue to cultivate the land despite climatic uncertainty, our workers and laborers whose efforts sustain the economy, our teachers and healthcare professionals who serve with dedication, our entrepreneurs who continue to invest despite economic challenges, and our youth whose aspirations inspire us to build a better future. Honorable Speaker, I rise today to present the budget of the financial year 2026-27 in fulfillment of our constitutional responsibility and with a deep sense of commitment to the people of Sindh. The budget is being presented at a time when the global economy continues to face uncertainty arising from geopolitical tensions, disruptions in international trade, volatility in energy markets, and persistent inflationary pressures. According to the International Monetary Fund, global growth is projected at 3.1% in 2026, while global inflation is expected to remain elevated at 4.4%. Despite these challenges, Pakistan's economy demonstrated resilience during financial year 2025-26. National GDP increased from rupees 114 trillion to rupees 127 trillion. Economic growth improved at 3.5% at 3.7%. Per capita income increased from $1,751 to $1,901, and remittances reached a record $30.3 billion. Yet behind these encouraging indicators, ordinary citizens continue to face considerable hardship. Rising living costs, higher energy prices, and inflation placed significant pressure on household budgets. Inflation averaged at 6.69% during the year and reached 11.7% in May 2026, affecting the purchasing power of families across the country. Climate change also continues to pose a serious challenge to Sindh. The lessons of recent floods remain fresh in our memory. Recovery and reconstruction efforts continue across many districts, while increasing pressures on water resources, agriculture, and urban infrastructure demand sustained attention and investment. At the same time, thousands of young men and women enter the labor market every year seeking education, skills, and employment opportunities. Meeting these aspirations remains amongst our foremost responsibilities. Mr. Speaker, sir, faced with these challenges, the Government of Sindh remained guided by clear conviction. The impact of economic uncertainty should not be borne by citizens alone. Accordingly, throughout financial year 2025-26, the government pursued a strategy of fiscal responsibility, prudent governance, and sustained investment in development. We sought to protect citizens, preserve economic activity, and continue investing in the sectors that matter most to people's lives. It is against this backdrop of global uncertainty, inflationary pressures, climate challenges, and rising public expectations that the Government of Sindh pursued its development agenda during 2025-26. I now turn to the measures undertaken by the government to maintain fiscal discipline, strengthen public finances, and sustain development momentum during a very challenging year. Honorable Speaker, sir, throughout the year, our objective was not merely to manage public finances, but to ensure that every rupee spent delivered the maximum possible benefit to the people of Sindh. Non-essential expenditures were carefully controlled. Administrative spending was streamlined, and available resources were redirected towards development priorities and essential public service. Our approach was guided by a simple principle: fiscal prudence must enable development, not constrain it. At a time when many governments responded to economic pressures by reducing development spending, delaying projects, or curtailing investments in social sectors, the Government of Sindh chose a different course. We protected investments in education, healthcare, social protection, agriculture, water resources, public transport, housing, and infrastructure. At the same time, we strengthened expenditure controls, enhanced monitoring systems, and accelerated governance reforms aimed at improving efficiency and ensuring value for money in public spending. The results of this approach are visible today. Despite inflationary pressures, rising construction costs, and increased expenditure demand, Sindh achieved the highest development performance in its history. Against an exceptionally challenging economic backdrop, the Government of Sindh released more than rupees 900 billion for development activities across the province. Major achievements during financial year 2025-26